Hello everyone. In this coding session I will discuss two important programs. One of the important program is GCD by using recursion, and another important coding example is Ackermann function by using recursion. So in the previous lecture we have already covered two important programs. One of the program factorial of a number by using recursion, and also I have covered the Fibonacci series by using recursion. So those two programs is very important for your exam, and in this lecture GCD Ackermann function by using recursion program is very important for your exam also. So let's start with the first one, how to find the GCD of two numbers. So we can find it by using prime factorization method, and we can find it by Euclidean algorithm. Okay, so Euclidean algorithm is also very important, and we will implement this program by using Euclidean algorithm. So right now, so what does mean actually GCD? We already know in mathematical definition that greatest common divisor can be in the principle by computing by determining the prime factorization. For example, here if I want to find out the GCD of two numbers, for example 48, so the prime factorization of two number is 48 means 2 into 2 into 2 into 2 into 3. Okay, and 180, this is the 2 into 2 into 3 into 3 into 3. Okay, so this is prime factorization of 48, and this is 80, 180, and this is the Venn diagram representation. So you can see that here the common number is, what is the common number? So let me remove this one. Let's consider this one. Okay, here 2 is common, let 2, here 2 is common. Okay, one of the factor, so that is 2, so that 2 is common. Next compare this one, here is a 2, here is a 2, so this is the common factor 2. And now consider here 3 common, here 3 common, so here 3 common. Okay, so least common multiple is, so 2 into 3, LCM should not find out, so greatest divisor is 2 into 2 into 3, that is 12. Okay, so if I want to find out the GCD of two numbers, so I have to give 2 input from keyboard, then I will get the final result 12. Okay, so if I want to find out the LCM of two numbers, you know that we can find out by using this formula. This is the GCD, and remaining term 2 into 2, so 2 into 2 and 3 into 5, 3 into 5, 3 into 5 and 2 into 2, and GCD of this number 2 into 2 into 3, so that is 70. So by prime factorization we can find out the LCM of a number, and we also find out GCD of two number. So if I want to find out the LCM of two number, we can do that. But here in this example, in this coding example, I will discuss another method. So this is one of the pictorial representation of factorial of two number. For example, 336 and 360, the factorial of two number is 24. So now I am just discussing another algorithm. So Euclidean or Euclidean algorithm. So formally algorithm described as follows: if GCD is a function, if first argument is a and second argument 0, so then the GCD is 1. So that means if one of the number is 0 and then other number, GCD of another number is, that is a. Okay, and GCD of AB, so A is a number, one of the number, and B is another number, so that function is calculated by using GCD B minus A mod B. Okay, you can use this one, where A mod B means, this one, A minus B by B mod A by floor A by B. Okay, but if both argument greater than 0, if both argument greater than 0, we can use this formula by using this one. So if AA both number are same, then GCD is equal to 1. So this formula used when both number greater than 0, then the algorithm can be written in this way. And GCD of A comma B equal to GCD of A minus B comma B again. So this is the recursive definition if A greater than B, and else if it is B greater than A, the second formula used, GCD of A comma B means GCD of A comma B minus 1. So this is the recursive definition. So in this example I will explain the programming example with the help of this formula. Okay. This is my ultimate formula that I am going to use in my program. Okay. Now let's see the coding example. I want to find out GCD of two numbers, so that means I have to take two input from the keyboard. So in this example I have taken two input by using printf, scanf, and here is the printf for second number and scanf. So here one of the variable is num1, another variable is num2. So that means two numbers, number 1 and number 2. So I have declared this number num1 and num2 by integer. Okay, that is my input part. Okay, now what is the functionality I have to declare? Return function. Okay, so what about the functionality? I have to call a function. You know that you want to solve the problem by using recursion. So we have just used the function. One of the function, the function name is find GCD. This is my recursive function, and the return type of this function is integer. Return type of this function is integer, and it takes two arguments because I have to give the two input number. One of the number is A and another number is B. You can also recall from here that I told you, look at that. One of the number is A, another number is B. So these are two input numbers. Okay. Now we know that this process will be continued until while A not equal to B. So for example, this is 3 and this is 2. When the both value and this is 2, when the both value are same, then this process will be stopped. Otherwise this process will be continued. Okay, so for the first one, if A greater than B, compare with my formula, it's nothing, just we have to use this one, okay. If A greater than B, the first formula, A greater than B, we have to GCD, we have to call the recursive function GCD A minus B comma B. Okay, so I have just used this formula, I have just used this for A minus B. Else if B greater than A, I have to call A comma B minus B. I have just put the formula, and what will happen I will explain. For example, you can take for example 3 comma 10, take it, no problem. So 3, so A equal to 3, so A greater than B, so it will call the function 3 minus 2, so that is 1, and it will call 1 comma B is 2. Okay, B is 2, so in second calling it will, that is 1, let me remove all those things. So A equal to 1 and B equal to 2. Okay, is equal to 2. Else A, this is my A and this is my B. So A greater than B, yes, no. A not equal to B, yes. So within the while loop, that if else coding will be executed. So if statement will be executed, no, because A is not greater than, A value is 1 and B value is 2. So this function will be not executed, so else part will be executed. So else part and return find GCD A. So what is A? A is 1 and B minus A, B minus 1 is 1. Okay, so this part will be, now it will call the find GCD with two arguments 1 and 1. So both are same, so that means A equal to 1 and B equal to 1, right? And this function will return value, one of the value. So whether A and B, because both value are same, you can send the A or you can send the B, no problem. So that value will return A, and that value will be assigned to this variable GCD. So now GCD equal to 1, and then printf statement GCD of two number is of, this is the first number is num1, and this is the second number, that is num2, and the final GCD value of two number will be printed. So here 1 will be put. So you can take any another number also. Take a big example, for example, that is 48. In my example, that was okay. So you can calculate at your home to give the different input and compare with the manual calculation, and you can check whether we are getting the right result or not. Okay, so you can take let me execute. So in this example, this is my prototype of this function that I am going to declare or inform the compiler that I am going to use that kind of user defined function. So that's why that is my function prototype. Okay, and this is my recursive function find GCD, and this is my function calling. When I will call, I will give the two input. One of the input is num1 and another input is num2. Okay, so and after that the GCD will be printed here, okay, by this percentile d, because it's an integer number, right? So let me execute this code, and you can take any of the number as an input. So name of the file is gcd.c. So gcd.gcd.c, for example, minus o, the output file name is gcd. Okay, you can take any number, no problem. You know that you have done so many examples in your lab also. So input the first number. So what is the input of first number? Let me take this one. Okay, 336 and 360. 336, first number is 336. Okay, and the second number is 360, and the GCD is 24. It is right. Now take another example according to this one, 48 180, and the GCD is 12. 48, one of the number is, let me execute once again. 48, one of the number, and another number is 180. So GCD will be 12, right? So this is my 12. So we can take 3 and 2. Okay, so let me execute once more. So first number is 3, second number is 2. As I mentioned, I have shown in my example, the GCD of two number is 1. Okay, so this function is working well. So if you want to calculate the GCD of two number by using recursion, this is a very important example. You go through the example and tutorial also. You can get so many other examples in my tutorial, because I have already given 9 to 10 example in my tutorial with pictorial representation of factorial number, GCD, LCM of two number, first by any number by using find out the factorial of a Fibonacci series. So many other examples I have given in my tutorial. So please go through the tutorial, so get the more idea about how to implement any program by using recursion. So this example is very important for your exam also. I will discuss the accounting function coding example with the help of coding. So first let's try to understand what has been the accounting function, what is actually it is. So it takes two arguments. For the name of the function is A, you can take any name, no problem. So the first letter has been taken as the name. So if it takes two arguments, if one of the argument is, both arguments are integer, okay. So this is my one argument and this is my another argument. We can think also to input also m, another input also n. Okay. So if one of the input is 0, that means m equal to 0, the formula of Ackermann function is a of 0 comma n, that is equal to n plus 1. So this is my one of the if condition. Okay. And second one, if n equal to 0, then we use this formula. And both are non-zero, whatever the value I don't know, but when the both value are non-zero, okay, when the both value are here non-zero, the function will be a of m comma a of m plus 1, whatever the value of it is, that value will be here, and only the n will be here. Okay. So that is the Ackermann function. You can go through the tutorial and you can get the idea what does mean in details also. Here I will discuss the coding example. First I will from by using recursion program. So let me explain this function. So C program to implement Ackermann function using recursion. So I have taken a function, the name of the function is a, you can take any number, no problem, and it takes two arguments. One of the argument is m and another argument is n, and both arguments are integer. According to our definition, both arguments must be integer. And the first condition I have just taken that, let me know that what is the meaning of this line. So this is my function. So return type of this function is integer. Return type of this function is integer. This is my return type, and one of the argument is integer, another argument is integer. So both arguments are integer, and the first number is m, and second number is n. So if m equal to 0, so that means the first condition. So if m equal to 0, so we will return n plus 1. Okay, and the second one, else if n equal to 0, I will return a m minus 1 comma 1. So that is the recursive calls once again. So this is my base condition. So we can think the first one is a base condition, and the second one is a recursive call. Once again I will call, but here we will decrease the number value of m by 1 and n equal to 1. If the second argument is also not 0, so that means if m not equal to 0, we can write like this: if m not equal to 0 and n not equal to 0, so then we can apply this formula. Third one, the third condition: a of m minus 1 comma a of m minus n minus 1 comma n minus 1. So you can compare this one. Okay, so this one, the third formula. Okay, you can do that. So you can write different way. So this is my function. So now before execute the program, let me take a simple value so that we can guess what is the input and what is the output. If I give the input of two number, for example, if I give the input of two number, one of the number is, for example, we have to calculate so many things. First, one of the input is 1 and another input is 2. So then what will happen? So both our input are non-zero. So what that means? So it will call the third function. So that means it will call m minus 1. So a of a of 1. So what is the formula? M minus 1. Here the m is 1 and n is 2. So the formula is m minus 1. So that means 1 minus 1. So I will write like this: a of 0 comma a of, what is my m? Here the m is 1, right? Here the m is 1, and n minus 1 means 2 minus 1, so again I will call that is 1, so that will be evaluated. So a of 1 comma 2, that means a of 0 comma a of 1 comma 1, so that is my formula. So then we have to call this function by m equal to 1 and n equal to also 1. So let me execute this one. So I have to calculate a of 1 comma 1. Okay, so a of 1 comma 1 means again, so here both are input non-zero, so here 1 is non-zero and second input n is also not zero, m is not zero and n is also not zero. So what is the meaning of same thing? So I will minus it. So 1 minus 1, that is 1 minus 1, that is 0, 0, and what is the first value? M, that is 1. Okay, so that is 1, and the second value is n minus 1, so that is 0. So again a recursive call. Okay, so I have to find out a of 1 0. So let me execute, let me calculate the value of a of 1 0. Then finally we get the value. So a of 1 0 means one of the value is 1 0. So this one, n is 1 0. So I will calculate, that is equal to a of m minus 1. Okay, a of m minus 1. So that means m is 1 and minus 1. So that is equal to a of 0 comma 1, right? So 0 comma 1, 0 comma 1. Now we have to find out what is the a of 0 comma 1. So when a of 0 comma 1, so m equal to 0. So a of 0 comma 1 we can write from this here. I can write n plus 1. It will return n plus 1. What is the n? N is 1. So that is equal to 2. So we can write, so a of 0 comma 1 equal to 2. So that is also a of 1 comma 0, that is also equal to 2. So where we have to calculate a of 0 comma 2. So let me write here to change the color. Let me change this color. So a of 0 comma 2, I am just putting this value 0. A of 1 0 means that is equal to 2, right? So that means that I evaluate a of 0 comma 2. So similarly a of 0 comma 2 means, a of 0 comma 2 means 0 comma 2 means the first m equal to 0 and that is equal to return n plus 1. So n is 2, so it will return 3. So when it will return 3, a of 0 comma 2, so that will be value of a of 1 1. So that means we can write here, okay, so this is 3, so we can write here a of 1 comma 2 equal to a of 0 comma 3, right? Okay, so again I'm just make it fresh. So a of 1 comma 2 equal to a of 0 comma 3. Okay, now a of 0 comma 3 means m equal to 0 and n equal to 3, so it will return 3 plus 1, that means n plus n plus 1, so that means it will return 4. So a of 1 comma 4, I will get the final result, that is 4. Okay, so if I compute the two input, one of the input is 1 and another input is 2, so mathematically manually we can get the value of 4. Okay, I have explained this one how it is work. So every time if the m is non-zero, m is 0, then it will, this is my base condition, this is my base condition, this is my base condition. Okay, and the second one, this one my recursive call, you will call recursive call, and this is also recursive call. Okay, So let me show the other part of the loop. So this is my prototype of this function that I am informed to the compiler that I am going to use that kind of function. Use a different function. The return type is integer and name of the function is a, and this is two argument. Argument must be integer because this function is always take two argument as an integer. So first I will give the input. I have taken two number integer. This is my variable int m comma n, and I will give the message to the user enter two number. So when two number will be entered, so one of the value assigned to m. For example, I have just give the input 1, another input is 2. So that means it will assign m equal to 1 and m equal to 2. Okay. So then I will call this function by m equal to 1 and n equal to 2. So that means here m equal to 1. So let me take another color. So this is my 1 and n equal to 2. Okay. So this value will be passed here and this value will be passed here. Then it will compute according to our discussion. I have just discussed and formulate the manual result. So now you can take any input number. So let me show. Let me execute this code. Then I will check the result whether the result is true or not. So name of the function is name of the file is ackerman.c. So let me clear all these things. So gct ackermann.c minus o with ack. Okay, this is my output file name. Okay, compilation is done, there is no error. So let me execute this one. ack. Okay, yes, enter two number. So this line is executed, enter two number. So let me give one of the number is for 1. Let me give another number n equal to 2. So output is 4. Okay. Yeah, as I have seen in my manual calculation that output is 4. And you can check by using another example. So for example, enter the number of two number. One of the number is 5 and another number is 6. So please check it what is the value. Okay. And so in this lecture I have discussed two important program by using recursion. This is very important for your exam, and Ackermann function nowadays is very important for your exam also. First you have to know each of the function we have discussed. I have discussed the factorial of a two number, recursion of a two by using recursion. I have also discussed the Fibonacci series. This is also important. I have discussed GCD of two number, that is also important, and Ackermann.c, Ackermann function, that is also important. That code program is very important. I have also discussed so many other examples in my tutorial. You please go through the tutorial, you get the full confident about the recursion programming example. Is very important to practice it. Do it at your home. If any problem arises, please call me, don't hesitate to call me. Okay, and next lecture I will discuss the very important topic, that is what are the advantage and disadvantage of recursion. Most of the time the people will say that we are using recursion, what is the advantage, why not use the iteration process. So I will discuss the difference between recursion and iteration also, and advantage and disadvantage of recursion also. Thank you.